Hi angels, it's Brianna. Welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys the top 10 most intense highlighters of today. I did this video a few years ago, so I will have that linked in the info card as well as in the description box, and I still stand behind every single highlighter that I put in that video, but this is more of an updated one, and these are ones that have come out recently that are absolutely groundbreaking, incredible highlighters. Highlighters are one of my favorite things in the entire world, so I feel like I'm the right person to make this video. I also have about 50 of them, so you're in the right place. Anyways, let's just get started. So this isn't in any specific order, so just keep that in mind. But the first one I want to talk about is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Amrezy highlighter, and this one came out a few years ago actually. And it was supposed to be limited edition, but I believe they still make it to this day since it was such a top seller. This color looks amazing on so many different skin tones. It's one of the most universal shades. I feel like this kind of took over like champagne pop. This was the new champagne pop for a while. This is great for brides. This is great for prom, any special event. Daily wear looks amazing in photos, looks amazing in person. It is all around an incredible highlight. The next highlighter I have to share with you guys is by Natasha Denona, and this is her Super Glow highlighter. Mine is in the shade 01 Fair for obvious reasons. I love this formula so much. It is very buttery. It's definitely more on like the powdery side, but it doesn't look super powdery and cakey on your face. I mean, look at this. It is absolutely blinding. This picks up in photographs so well. It is such a beautiful highlight and it blends so nicely. So if you don't want something too crazy, I mean, it's still gonna be a little crazy, but you can tone it down a bit. You barely need a touch of it, and it's like. The next highlighter I have is by Patrick Ta, and this is his Major Glow Highlighting Mist. When this came out, I thought it was just such a groundbreaking product. It truly is like nothing that I've ever experienced before. I've never had anything like this where it's like a continuous spray and it gives such an intense blinding highlight. You have to be very careful with this. A little goes a long way, trust me. If you're not into wearing a ton of powders and stuff like that, this is 100% for you. It is such a beautiful highlight and it doesn't look powdery whatsoever. The only thing is it can get a bit messy, which is why Patrick Ta also sells like those fans to like cover the rest of your face, because it can get a bit messy. But if you don't want the mess, just spray it on the back of a beauty blender and buff it into your skin. It won't be as intense, but it still does the job and looks incredible on your skin. Of course, I have to talk about the Fenty Beauty Diamond Glow. Right? Oh no, Diamond Balm, I'm sorry. Diamond Balm and Diamond Balm 2. I'm actually wearing Diamond Balm 2 on my inner corners and on my cheekbones. These are incredible. They are very glittery. I just want to put that out there first. They are basically like glitter on your face in the best way possible. Honestly, whenever I see somebody wearing these in person, I'm like, whoa, you look incredible. I feel like there's a stigma behind people wearing glittery highlights. They're like, oh, nobody wants a glittery highlight. But in my opinion, I think it is stunning. Whenever my sister-in-law wears this highlight, I'm like, oh my gosh, you look incredible. Like, she looks like an angel. It's so beautiful. The formula is just so unique. It kind of reminds me of the Stila formula. It looks like a powder, but it's like very creamy and buttery, almost like a liquid powder, and you apply it on your skin and it doesn't look like powder. It looks just like your skin with like a little bit of glitter. That's kind of what the formula is like in my opinion. If you're not into a glittery highlight, you're not gonna like it, but it looks beautiful everywhere. Cheekbones, all over your body. It's incredible. This next highlight is by Wet n Wild, and I don't know what it's called. Oh, well, maybe if I look on the back, I'll figure it out. This is the Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powder in the shade I'm So Lit. This is literally $4. You guys, it's $4 for this huge thing. $4. It has the exact same effect as the Artist Couture little loose powders, which I actually have. This is the Artist Couture. I'm sure this is like meant to be a dupe for it because they basically did the same packaging. This is Artist Couture. One of the most intense highlights on the market. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. And this is the Wet n Wild one. Whoa! See, it's like the exact same thing. You don't need to spend, I don't even know how much this goes for now because I'm pretty sure they raised the price. Maybe it's like 20 bucks. But you really don't need to spend that because this is literally the exact same thing. If you're gonna get anything, click the link below and buy this, seriously. So the next highlight I want to talk about is by Farsali, and when this launched, I feel like it broke the internet. It was something so different and that nobody had created before, so people were going crazy over it. Since it is a cream formula, it really can intensify any highlight, but the way they formulated this, it is so intense on its own, and it is not powdery at all, obviously, but it dries down and it stays in place. But obviously you can set it with another highlight to make it more intense and also to make it last all day. This is just an incredible, incredible product, and it's something so different, but I love how it's kind of like almost a solid liquid because I feel like it's just easier to use than just like a runny liquid on your face, you know? This is by far the most expensive one, so I'm not gonna say like, oh, you need this, you have to buy this. Because in reality, do you really need any of this? No, just go buy the Wet n Wild one, you know? I still stand behind this. I mean, if it was me, I'd buy it over and over again. This is by Marc Jacobs, but it is massive. Like, it's basically the size of my face. There is something so unique and special about this formula. There's a bunch of little rivets in it, and I feel like since it has those rivets, it really picks up on the brush so beautifully. The littlest bit goes the longest way. Let me show you guys. Oh my gosh. Did you see that? I know you saw that. I know it's already super highlighted, but holy crap. This is arguably one of the most intense highlights. Doesn't look cakey or make your pores stick out or you look crusty, but it is seriously the most intense pigmented formula. You can go way overboard with this because it is so intense, but I feel like for the amount of product you get and the actual quality of the product itself, it's worth it 10 million times over. It is so beautiful. I mean, come on. It speaks for itself. Like, I don't need to say any more. This is by Fenty Cosmetics, and it is their Cookie Highlighter. I feel like this is the new champagne pop of 2019. I know I said that about Amrezy, but the Amrezy one came out like 3 years ago maybe, but this truly is like the new champagne pop, honestly. This is so beautiful. It's so intense. Again, very buttery formula. It's so smooth looking. This one you can go super overboard with since it is so intense, but it blends out really nicely and it doesn't look like a strip of highlight on your cheek. It's absolutely beautiful. This one kind of goes hand in hand with the Wet n Wild one. It's basically the same thing. By the way, this is by Kylie Cosmetics. All of the labels have rubbed off of it. It's in the shade Santorini. I believe this was a limited edition one. She might still have it, but I know she has a ton of other ones. But it's basically the exact same thing as the Wet n Wild one and the exact same thing. Like literally the exact same thing as the Artist Couture one. It is so beautiful, so blinding. If you want that super intense I have arrived highlight, then this is your girl. I mean, just look at that. It's insane. And finally, number 10 is by Dior. This is another pricey one, but Dior highlights I have loved for the past few years and worn and worn and worn. Out of all of the highlights that I own, Dior is the one that I go to the most. It's like a very thin formula, and when you pick it up on a brush, you're like, is anything even being picked up? And then you put it on your cheeks and you're like, whoa, that's beautiful. This is one of my favorite highlights and one that I actually use almost every single day because I feel like it just looks the most natural in person, but also like if I want to do a mini photo shoot, still looks incredible. But anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and found it very helpful. I had so much fun putting all these highlighters together, and I hope that you got some value out of this. Don't forget to check the description for all of the product links and for my previous video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in a couple days.